Hola Hanna, ¿qué tal?
Hola, René. Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú?
Muy bien, muy bien, muy bien. Vale, Hannah, I just want to have a conversation with you to just explore how your process has been. I want you to give your most honest and true impressions about everything. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
So, Hannah, who are you and why did you want to learn Spanish?
So I'm English. I'm Hannah. I moved to Spain last summer, but I've been with my Spanish husband now for about 11 years, I think. We were living in England before, and I understood quite a lot of Spanish and had various not well, sort of half-hearted attempts to learn Spanish, sort of using Duolingo, or I had done some lessons, um, but the traditional kind of methods hadn't really worked very well in terms of actually getting me speaking. So I was at a point where I understood a lot, and now living in Spain, really need to really need to learn and be able to speak. So yeah, so that's me.
Okay. What have you tried before?
So I had tried Duolingo sort of apps. I had some online lessons previously that were very kind of textbook focused. Um, and I had done some in-person lessons in England as well, sort of evening classes, just for a short period at one point as well.
Okay. So, in total, Hannah, counting the lessons and everything you've tried, before we met, how long had you been wanting or trying to learn Spanish?
I suppose since I met my husband, really, so 10 years, yeah, sort of trying,
Okay.
not maybe believing I could in the back of my mind, if I'm honest, but sort of trying to some extent to having that wanting to learn, but not really knowing how. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. How did you feel before we met? How were you feeling when you had to confront conversations with real conversations in real life?
Uh, Not confident at all, kind of afraid to speak and make mistakes. Um, I'd often be with my husband, so be quite reliant on him. And yeah, quite frustrated, really. Yeah.
Okay. So it was frustrating overall.
Yeah, frustrating. Just it's hard to describe, but it just felt like I couldn't do the things I wanted to do, just kind of to try to live my life and do the things
Mhm.
you need to do in everyday life. Yeah, the basics, shopping, and I could maybe ask for a drink or something in a bar, but that was about it.
Okay. Can you just one sec? Can you maybe separate the mic a little bit? Because it,
Yeah, is that better?
yeah,
Is that
I
better now?
think,
Yeah.
yeah, perfect. Okay, so it was a bit frustrating. Just for us to bring it down to numbers, on a scale from 1 to 10, what was your level of confidence?
Probably a one or a two, in terms of speaking. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What about now? What would you say is your level of confidence on that very scale?
I'd say in terms of trying to speak, a seven. I've still got a lot to learn, and you know, my Spanish is basic, but I can speak, and I try.
Okay. What things can you do now that you were not able to do before?
Um, well, I've got young children. I'm able to talk with the teacher, or for example, this morning with the kind of teachers at the holiday club they're going to, just to understand what's going on and respond appropriately. I'm able to went to go to the tax office by myself, which I would never have done even 6 months ago. And I it didn't, yeah, it was tricky, but I did it and I came away with what I needed, which was like an amazing feeling that I didn't have to say, come with me to my husband. Yeah, just every things and speak with sort of becoming friends, I suppose, with some of the parents from school, which, again, I'm not fluent in Spanish yet, but I have that confidence to try and chat, and they're really including me and helping me. And I realize the more I try, the more people want to speak with you. So, or with me. So it's great. Yeah.
That's amazing. I would even struggle to go to the tax office in Spanish. Uh,
Yeah, it was pretty easy.
that's amazing. How did you feel when you went out
Oh,
the
amazing. I was
tax?
like, the best feeling, sort of like, wow, I came with what I needed. Yeah, it might have taken a bit of backward and forwards, and the guy certainly was very helpful. But he didn't speak English, and we got there as to what I needed. So yeah.
That's amazing. And then how do you feel when you're able to get to, well, to have deeper conversations with, as you said, the parents from your kids' schools, and you instead of just doing this, hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? And you're able to have longer conversations. How does that feel?
Yeah, it feels great to be able to just communicate a bit and feel like they can actually, I can get to know them a bit and they can get to know me as Hannah, not just the English lady who doesn't speak much English or Spanish, sorry. Yeah, it feels really good. And also, I want to be able to do that for my kids so they can have the best experience of living here and integrating. So yeah, it feels really good. And, like I said, the more I try, the more I'm included in things. And it's fantastic. Yeah.
That's amazing. How have you felt during the lessons, Hannah?
Yeah, really good. I had lessons with yourself, Winnie, and then with Sarah as well. Um, and yeah, they're always kind of paced appropriately, and it's all about speaking, which is what I need and lack confidence in. So, and with Lewis as well, who I have lessons jointly with, really good, just in terms of making us speak and then learning from each other as well.
Okay.
Kind of, yeah.
What would you say has been the differentiator? Like, why have you been trying to learn Spanish for 10, 11 years and you only got to a one of confidence? And now, in just in a matter of months, you got to a seven.
I think it's the focus on the methods that you and the team use, kind of about speaking, and also really understanding with you when I first met you what was my blockers, and I think it was really, if I'm honest, that self belief. Just had that belief that I couldn't do it for some reason. I don't know why. Just don't know why, but just so really trying to understand what are my motivation for doing it and why actually there's no reason why I can't do it. Um, so that was massive for me as well in terms of a shift of mindset around, well, this is what I need to do and I can do it. And yeah, all your resources and methods just make it all fall into place.
Okay. So, have you ever felt like you were not capable of doing this, that this was like Spanish was just not for you, you were not talented for this?
Oh, before I met you, yeah, absolutely. I just thought I can't learn a language, which is a really unhelpful mindset to have because there's no reason why anyone can't. Yes, maybe some people have more of a natural ability, like anything, but there's no reason why anyone can't learn language. Just got to find the right way.
So, do you think learning Spanish here with us has also helped you build self-confidence beyond just learning Spanish?
Yes, definitely. I think so because it's sort of, yeah. Why can't I do that? And it's so empowering when you do it. And I have noticed it's not that people treat you differently. Well, maybe it is. I've reflected on that a bit, but I've noticed when I do try and speak Spanish, people they interact with you differently. They don't necessarily. It's not that you get better service or better anything. It's just that maybe it just feels different because they notice that even if it's not perfect, you're making an effort, and then they'll reply. Even if they, for example, have just been to Mallorca and people there in the hotel, I'm pretty sure did speak English, but because I started in Spanish, they very kindly continued, and then I'm learning. And it's just a different interaction when you make the effort compared to directly not even trying.
So, you've seen different behaviors in the people that you speak to.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's just a bit. There's more interest, I think, because
Okay.
you're actually, doing the basic of trying to at least greet people and say and then speak initially in the language of that country, which is only right.
Yeah. Um, you have 100% noticed your progress. You have told me that you've gone from a one to a six or a seven, depending on the situation. Have people around you noticed it? Your husband, your kids, parents from the school?
Yeah, definitely. And I live in a town that's not many people speak English, which is good. So I have that immersion. And yeah, one mum at school, she's like, "You're doing really well. Like, keep going, and don't worry. Just yeah." And we often try and talk a bit about how the kids learn so quickly, don't they? I mean, that's also why we're here, for them to be bilingual is such a gift for their lives. But yeah, so my eldest, who's 7, she's often correcting me. And yeah, I suppose if I compare myself to everyone I'm around, I feel like I've not made progress. But then when I met actually an English friend of mine who did a Spanish degree. She speaks brilliant Spanish. And she was like, "Hannah, you're doing really well. You just had a whole conversation and checked in without saying any English." She's like, "Yeah." So yeah, definitely people have noticed. Yeah.
That's amazing. Have you ever lived a situation where you kind of surprised yourself, like, oh my God, I did it?
Yeah, just even the little things that I notice, for just really sort of basic everyday things. Maybe somebody, I remember a lady asked me directions. Oh no, she asked me, "Is there roadworks down there?" And I was just driving actually slowly up this little car park area, and I immediately reacted appropriately, like, "Oh yes, they are just down there." And it's sort of a surprise that my brain reacted really quickly in Spanish without going, "Ooh, need to translate that." So that those sort of everyday little tiny interactions. So like, oh wow, I just replied without thinking, and it's short. It's something short, but yeah, that's felt really good, and sort of really noticed. Oh yeah. And
Okay.
whereas previously, sort of, small things like that, I would have taken me a while to process, by which time the person's probably moved on and just given up on, just realized I'm not Spanish and don't speak before. Yeah. So that's really nice.
Okay, that's amazing. Perfect. Okay, so just one last question. Were you afraid before we got started?
Yeah, I think, yeah, I was afraid to speak and shy to speak, and maybe that's partly my nature too. But I've had to overcome that, and I wanted to overcome it. So yeah, I was afraid before. Um,
Okay, were you, maybe a bit of a difficult question here. Were you afraid to fail, to try and put the work and put the effort and not get to where you want to get?
Yes, I think so. It's that fear of failure, and also that fear of making mistakes. And I've realized that nobody learns a language without making mistakes. And in fact, the biggest learning points for me is when someone corrects me. And there's things I never forget now, because I remember exactly when that person corrected me, and it was really helpful. It's a really good thing. Then you don't then remember and learn and move forwards without trying and making the mistakes. It's impossible. So yeah, I've learned so much.
Okay, what's your mindset now towards failure, towards making mistakes?
Just completely different. Just yeah, changed 100%. That I have to try, I have to speak, have to put myself out there, and yeah, I think I'm not naturally an extroverted person, so that's part of it. It's like, oh, don't really want to be noticed, but I've realized, well, I don't have an option. It's obvious I'm not Spanish. It's obvious my Spanish isn't perfect. I have to speak. I need to get things done. And people, generally, most people in the world are lovely, aren't they? And they want to help you. So yeah, total mindset shift of just do it. Got to speak and learn. Keep learning.
Okay, amazing. What would you say to someone who feels afraid?
I'd say don't be. I'd say it's definitely about finding the right way to learn Spanish, and yeah, with you guys in the best hands. Um, don't be afraid. It's all about, well, nobody learned a language without making mistakes. Nobody. So do it.
Okay, Hannah, amazing. It's anything else you wanna add? Anything else you wanna say?
Um, just that, yeah, I'm so glad I found you, Renee, and have been able to move forward. I think it would have been very difficult without. I think if not, I might have been continuing to increase my Spanish knowledge and understanding, but I still don't think I'd be speaking very much at all. Um, which is what life's all about. If we can't communicate and speak, then the rest of it I might have perfect textbook reading, for example, but that's not going to help me in everyday life too much. So yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, on our side, thanks a lot for the commitment, for the efforts, for the intention, for the time. As you can see, it's 100% paying off. So big, big congratulations. You really deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Hannah. So we leave it here. Thanks a lot.
Okay. Thanks very much, Ivani, for everything.